Hey guys, 697 and today in this episode of Minecraft Free Modded Guide I'll be showing you how to create your own tool set in Minecraft. It's been a while since I've done an episode, but here's an episode, and there's going to be a few more coming after this one. Like, hopefully, not straight after, but maybe a few days, about half a week after, as opposed to a massive 2-week gap. Anyway, we'll be creating a tool set, so that's declaring the sword, pickaxe, axe, shovel and hoe, and in their inventory names, textures, recipes, and then there's this class called Enum ToolMaterial which already exists in the game files, and we're going to be editing with this EnumMaterial thing in order for our tool set to have things such as max uses and speed and stuff. So I'll be explaining that this episode. Now, before we start this tutorial, I'd just like to say, if you don't understand some of the things I say in this video, it's because I assume you've watched my second Minecraft Free Modded Guide video called How to Create an Item, because creating a tool set, everything in a tool set is basically an item, but it has stuff such as it can mine ores or something, depending on the tool you use. So be sure to watch my item tutorial before you watch this video. So for this tutorial I'll be making snow tools, so tools that I just made of snow, and in this pre-set up modern class file, which you'll know how to do in my item tutorial, we're going to declare first our sword. So we're going to put here public static final item snow sword. So that's what we were going to be calling it, equals, and then we put new, and then here we usually put item for a normal item, but we're making a sword, so we put item sword, which is a pre-existing class that has the qualities of a sword, so making more damage to a mob than the rest of the tools in its set. Anyway, inside item sword we have brackets, and inside those brackets we put first an ID, so I'll put 1000. And the second thing is something called an Enum ToolMaterial. Now I'll come back to that, but what you want to type into here is Enum ToolMaterial, case sensitive, dot, and it'll give you a list of Enum ToolMaterials that have already been declared in that class Enum ToolMaterial. But we're going to type in one that we're going to declare later called snow, so capital S and then N-O-W in lowercase. So you need to remember that name, all case sensitive, for later, but for the time being we just put that and just let the error run by. And obviously we do the texture, set icon index, and we put mod loader dot add override, and inside brackets after override we first put inside speech marks what we're overriding, so /GUI/items.png, and then a comma and another set of speech marks saying what we're going to override it with. And I'm going to have a folder called st, and inside there there's going to be a texture called sword.png. And at the very last bracket we need to obviously set an item name, and we'll put snow sword, and then end this with a semicolon. And we don't need to put set creative tab because inside this class item sword it already has the creative tab set. So what you've seen here is not the video glitching out and you've skipped a whole bit. It's me just copied this first line. I've copied it 5 times and changed first this bit here from snow sword to snow pickaxe, and then axe, and then snow shovel, and then snow hoe, and then changing, we've put new item sword, we've changed that to the ones accordingly. So for the snow pickaxe put item pickaxe, for snow axe we put item axe, for snow shovel it's not item shovel, it's item spade, and then for snow hoe we put item hoe. And they all have the same things inside the bracket, which is an ID and then their Enum ToolMaterial, which I'll explain in a minute. So we all put that we have to put all these, if you want this as part of the same tool set, you have to put all these Enum ToolMaterials to the same exact name. And I'll explain why all these will have the exact same Enum ToolMaterial qualities but could be different. And we obviously override the texture with different textures accordingly and change the item name. So now we're going to add the inventory name. So inside the public void load method / construct, I don't know what to call it. It's a method technically, but you put methods in it, which is sort of like methodception. Anyway, yeah, and not quite in films. Anyway, we put the inventory name, which is by doing mod loader dot add name, and changing var0 to one of these names up here. So we do snow sword first, and then changing var1 to speech marks, in which we put our inventory name. So I'll put snow sword. And I've just copied this first line 4 more times and changed the first bit to the names up here, and then the second bit to the according names, so snow pickaxe, and so on. The next thing I'm going to do is add a recipe. So I'm going to do the first snow sword one, and we put mod loader dot add recipe, and change var0 to new item stack, and then put two more brackets and put inside these brackets what we're going to be crafting. So the first one's going to be do snow sword, comma, and then how many are going to be crafted. Put 1, and there'll be a comma that's auto generated anyway afterwards. And there's var1 just before a bracket. We change this to new object. After new object, we put 2 square brackets, and the end one should have been auto generated. And then we put a curly bracket and press enter, and then the second curly bracket, the end one, will be auto generated, and then that last bracket with the semicolon. So that's kind of confusing, but from the tutorial it should make sense. So yeah, we've got stuff we're going to put inside these curly brackets, and then the main brackets is like the main thing of it. And what we put inside these brackets is first speech marks. Remember from the tutorial, if you watched it, that resembled a crafting bench, and a sword obviously is 2 materials, like one on top of the other, and then the bottom thing's a stick, isn't it? So we're going to say that the thing that we put on the top and middle is going to be X. So we put X and speech marks, comma, and then speech marks and put X again, and then comma again, and then we're going to put the stick, which is going to be a different letter or number. So we'll put Y, and then comma again, and then we put inside normal apostrophes first what X is going to be, and put comma, and then we're going to say what it is. We're going to say that's going to be item dot snowball, because it's snow tools. Comma again, and then we're going to say what Y is. So we do the same thing, changing X for Y, and changing item snowball to item dot stick. So it's saying that Y, the bottom's a stick, and then X, one in the middle, one above it, is going to be a snowball. And now what I've done is just copy those 2 lines 4 more times and change snow sword to snow pickaxe. And then the recipe shapes I've just done as they're meant to be. So for pickaxe, we put the first line, these first speech marks, there's 3 X's in one row, sorry. And then the second line is going to be X surrounded by Y surrounded by 2 spaces. So it's putting up the spaces here. And then the last line is going to be space, Y space. And kept the same thing, X snowball, Y stick. For axe, we've put it's 2 X's along the top, and we've got Y a stick on one side while the other side's X. So it's like a triangle around the corner, isn't it? That's what an axe is. And then the last thing, we've put a Y and a space. For a shovel, we've just got X at the top and then 2 Y's for the sticks. And then for a shovel, not shovel, sorry, for a hoe, I'm going to change that to snow hoe. That's correct now. We have 2 X's on the top, so the line, and then we have a stick below it. And we don't put spaces. I don't know why, but you're not meant to put spaces for this one. One little mistake I just made with the hoe, you do need spaces afterwards. So you need XX and then Y and then a space, and then Y again and a space. So that's our mod underscore class file finished, ready for us to do this Enum ToolMaterial thing. So what an Enum ToolMaterial is basically an enum, which is like a kind of thing that you can apply to more than one item or block. And basically it's gonna be Enum ToolMaterial Snow, which is gonna hold the things for our each individual tool, such as max uses, so how many times you can use it before it breaks, the speed at which it does whatever it does, and enchantability, the maximum enchantability, the damage versus entity, so the amount of half hearts damage it does, minus a sword, where inside the sword class there's some code that tells you the damage versus entity is whatever the enemy is, plus 4 I think inside there to make it more powerful than the other tool. And I think the last thing is level of mining, so I'll be explaining all of those in the next small part of this video. So now we've come over to Enum ToolMaterial, and I'm going to try and do all this in one go, so it's kind of easier to, well, not understand, but just easier to do. But we're going to fix that error of this Enum ToolMaterial by actually making it. So we come to this class called Enum ToolMaterial, and you see there's 5 enums already declared: wood, stone, iron, emerald, and gold. We're going to see at the end of gold speech marks, not speech marks, a semicolon. We're going to change that to a comma, press enter, and then we're going to write the name of our enum we had here, so snow. So we put snow, 2 brackets, and then that with a semicolon. And now there's 1 to 5 things you put in here to make it an Enum ToolMaterial. And down here we can see the private Enum ToolMaterial, and it tells you what you need to put for each thing. So the first thing is par 3, and par 3 is harvest level. And harvest level is 11 material that this tool can harvest, where 3 is diamond, 2 iron, 1 stone, 0 is iron gold. So we can see here that wood's 0, so it can only mine. It says iron gold, but technically it's only iron. Gold can't be mined with 0. 1 is plus gold, and I think that's it. 2 is, no wait, and you add lapis or something, yeah. 2 is everything but obsidian, and 3 is everything pretty much. So these kind of names up here are kind of not very helpful. So we're going to say our snow is 2, so it can mine everything but obsidian. Path 4 is max usage, so max times you can use it before it breaks. So you can see diamonds 1461, while wood is 59, so we'll put it something like 350 or something like that. So it's actually put it 300, so it's got more use. You can use it more than for longer, than wood and gold and stone and iron, but less than diamond by a long shot. Third thing is efficiency on proper material, so that's the speed at which it works, and this is made for pickaxes, axes and shovels, because hoes it's just a right click motion, and sword is more of the damage resistance that affects it. So you can see gold's the fastest with 12F, and then diamond with 8642. So we'll say this is around iron's amounts of 6.0F, comma. Fourth thing is par 6, which is damage versus entity, and that's going to be the amount of half hearts damage it does. So we'll put that to something like 2. So that's 1 whole heart, but that's add on your hand. So if you're attacking a mob with your hand, add on that kind of damage it does. And if it's a sword, it adds on 4. So a snow sword would actually do 6 half hearts of damage, not 2. While a pickaxe, shovel, hoe, and axe would do only 2 or 1 whole heart of damage. And the very last thing is enchantability. So I believe that's the natural enchantability factor of material. So I think when it's not enchanted, what it actually technically is, I think, I don't know, but we'll put something like 10, just that. But if you've got more powerful tools, you would want to make that higher. So that's our Enum ToolMaterial thing finished, and the error fixed here, which means that's all of our code done. So for the textures, you just go into the microfiles, you go to a folder called GUI and find a file called items.png, and there'll be the 5 tools there in diamond, gold, iron, stone and wood form. I've taken the diamond forms and I've just copied each individual tool in its own 16 by 16 file in Photoshop, and I've just changed this bit here to a white colour, and I'll show you how I've done that right now. So what you do is you get the magic wand. I'm doing with hoe for example, not all of them. You take the magic wand, which is here, so you hold that and you go magic wand. Make sure tolerance is 15, sample size point sample. These are the thing that matters, but just leave it on that one. No, none of these checked, and you just basically hold shift and you click all of the blue until all of that's selected. So once all that's selected, you go to image, adjustments, hue/saturation. Now you can colorize it by clicking colorize, and this you put to whatever really, but this you put to the lowest, so 0, so it makes it black and white pretty much. And then this you put it up to something such as 80, so that makes it a nice white colour, and it's black and white, so it's not got any reds or gold or diamond colour in it. Click OK, and then you would save that, and then you would save that as a PNG file. Do that for all the tools, and then I've just put that inside a folder called ST and named them accordingly, so an axe, hoe and so on. So now we're going to test this mod, and first we're going to get crafted tools here. So I'm going to get 4 sticks or 8 sticks even like that for the main tools, and then 1 at the bottom for just the sword. First we're going to craft a pickaxe, and that's going to be 3 snowballs along the top, snow pickaxe. Next thing is going to be an axe, which is in that shape. Next thing is going to be the shovel, which is just 1 at the top. And then it's going to be the hoe, which can go that way, and I believe that way as well. And then lastly the sword. So there's loads of tests I could do, but just for this tutorial, to make it a bit shorter than it actually is. Sorry about this lag, by the way, I'm recording with Camtasia, so it's going to be slightly laggy. But just for the one test I'm going to do is the speed test. So remember we put this like 6 or something, while gold is 12. So I'm going to first show you mining with this, which is pretty quick. And I'm going to show you mining with gold, which is twice as quick. So obviously gold can't mine this because it's set to 2, I believe. No, 1. Which means it can't mine iron or anything, or 0. I don't know what it's been set to, but we've set this to 2, so it can mine everything pretty much. But on that, let's say lapis, oh, it doesn't work on lapis over. But on that first thing we did on the coal, we could see it was much more quicker. Thanks for watching this episode. of Microsoft Miner Guide. If you liked it, please like the video. If you've got any more questions, put in the comment section below, and please subscribe to my channel because that supports me very much. I'll have this this class, so these two classes and my textures for you to download in for the link with the description. That's kind of gibberish. And for the Minecraft bits, they were really laggy. I could notice, like, not only will the recording be laggy, but me just playing it in real time was really laggy because the recording's not really made for gaming. So I might start using my game recording software, which is XSplit. I use local recording feature on that. It'll take some time to set up, but it'll be worth it just to minimise the lag. And yeah, hopefully I'll see you guys next episode.